X-Men Apocalypse. So X-Men Apocalypse is the next movie in the new X-Men franchise. It follows First Class and Days of Future Past, and it's still directed by Bryan Singer, and it features most of the main cast. And this time you have a new mutant, Apocalypse, who's the big bad, and once again the X-Men have been called upon to stop him. That's basically the plot. Obviously there's more involved in the plot than just that. That's the basic scenario because this is a spoiler-free review, so we're going to keep it basic. First of all, what I liked about this movie is the scope of everything, or rather, how stakes have been upped a little bit. Now that there is a new timeline, because this movie takes place in the 80s, as opposed to the 70s for Days of Future Past, and the 60s for First Class, things are different now. Everything has changed. It's been 10 years since Days of Future Past, and everything seems to be okay for the most part, but really it's not, because Apocalypse has come out of the shadows, and he's been awakened, and he wants to wreck shit, and he's got 4 horsemen he has to recruit. Meanwhile, over in the X-Mansion, Professor X is just trying to have a normal life, teach kids, open the school up, do everything he wanted to do in the first place, and things are going well. First and foremost, I definitely like Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse. When I first saw the picture of him in the Apocalypse outfit, I thought, okay, that looks a little weird. Doesn't look very much like Apocalypse in the comics and the movies, but I'm willing to give it a shot. And come to find out when I show him in the movie, he's actually really sinister and scary looking. I mean, he has these scenes where his eyes just glow white and he just does anything. It's like, oh, okay, that's really scary. He's very sinister though, but at the same time, his motivations are kind of bland. I mean, granted, in the comic books, he's always talking about the strongest survive and wiping the earth of all impurities and cleansing it, but still, it seems kind of bland for a movie perspective. And he spends quite some time trying to recruit new mutants. You have 4 new mutants, one of them being Magneto, and that's basically what he does, while Mystique is recruiting other mutants too. That's all good and fine, but there is a serious problem at the beginning of this movie. That's namely the pacing. A lot of people have complained about this, but when you see one scene after the opening credits, it just jumps from one scene to another, like, whoa, how the fuck did we get there? And then it changes to another scene, and it's like, okay, and another one, and another one, and another one. It's jumping all over the place, and it's kind of annoying. Not so much annoying that it takes me out of the movie, but annoying enough that you have to wonder why wasn't this cleaned up in editing. All the main characters from the last 2 movies have returned. You have James McAvoy as Professor X, Michael Fassbender as Magneto, Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique or Raven, Nicholas Hoult as Beast, and that's basically it, as far as the old cast goes. Now let me say something about Magneto. This guy, there's a lot of emotional moments involving him in this movie. And it's gotten to the point where you just want to give the man a hug because, dude, he just has it rough, and he can never seem to catch a break. I'll touch more on that on my spoiler review, but it's just easy to feel sorry for the guy. Everything he's done in previous movies has been pretty bad, but still, you can't just help but, like, shed a tear for him. On the other end of the spectrum, you have Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique. And a lot of people have suggested that she's just phoning it in. She's just here just to get it over with. And I kind of see where they're going with that, but to me, I can live with it, because a lot of people have also said that she's been focused on way too much in these past 2 movies. And that's not really the case here, which is good, but still, yeah. You have some new mutants in this movie. You have Sophie Turner as Jean Grey. Now, let me say, that was an excellent casting choice on this. A lot of people are just going on theory saying, oh my god, Sansa Stark is in this movie, and she's a telepath now. Like, okay, cool. But she's very good in this role, and I look forward to seeing more of her. And she has some pretty decent scenes with Cyclops, who's also a new character in this movie. But there's one particular scene involving some of these characters that is just mind-blowing. It's towards the end of the movie, and I just tell myself, that is awesome. Quicksilver is also in this movie. He's back, and he's just an awesome character, flat out. That's all you have to say about it. He has another cool scene, and I think it might be just as good, if not better than the one in Days of Future Past, but I'll let you guys decide when I talk about it. You also have a new Storm in this movie, played by Alexandra Shipp, and she actually has the accent, like the actual Kenyan accent for what Storm is supposed to be, which actually gives her a little bit more character as opposed to Halle Berry, who had the accent for like one scene in the first X-Men movie, and that was it. Psylocke is in this movie, and there's a new Archangel in this movie, or Angel, and they do their job, more or less. I'll talk about that a little more. And it's a basic plot. The X-Men have to come together and stop Apocalypse before he fulfills his master plan. And that's really it. It's pretty basic. There are a lot of characters in this movie, I will say that, and a lot of them, well, some of them don't get touched on 100%, and that's always been some of the problems with the X-Men movies, because there's always someone you want to see more of and want to know more about, but they just don't get to it. And that kind of shows itself here. It didn't bother me as much in Days of Future Past, but here it kind of annoys me. There's actually one really cool cameo appearance about halfway through the film. I really wish I could tell you what it is, and I really wish it hadn't been spoiled already, but it's really cool and pretty awesome. I'll touch on that in my spoiler review as well. But overall, the film is actually pretty good. There's been a lot of reviews talking about how this is a cluttered film and it's bad, but I don't see why all the hate is warranted. It's really not that bad. Actually, it's not bad at all. It's pretty good. Is it a flawed movie? Yes. Does it have some pacing issues? Yes. Some character issues? Yes. A little bit of inconsistencies too. Is it still fun and enjoyable? Yeah. Will I go see it again? Absolutely. So all in all, it's a good film. There are some issues that need to be cleaned up, but regardless, I had fun. I will definitely see it again. You should go see it. And I'm not sure whether I should give this a gold or a silver ribbon, but I guess for the fact that some things take away from it, I'll definitely give it a silver ribbon rating here. Okay, so X-Men Apocalypse. Have you seen it? What did you think? What's your favorite part in this movie? What do you think? Leave me a comment below and tell me how you feel. Also, don't forget to check out my Twitter at AsteroidMike. Don't forget to check out my blog. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like what you see. Click on the link below on the next slide. And also be warned that I will have a spoiler-filled review coming up later this week after I see the movie a second time because I just have to. And until the next time, I will see you around.